Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Her. And I just have to say, I have to say, David, I know you want me to vote you, but I'm just not gonna be able to do it because I have a final two with Sabree, and I'm going all the way to the end with Sabree, and I won an extra vote, and I gave it to her, and so therefore I'm gonna have to vote you out. But I want you to know that I'm telling you this because I want you to vote for me in the jury. Just let me know.
Okay, I'll keep that information. I'll tuck that away.
You're welcome.
Yep. Well,
Oh, and I also have a cup
oh
mug
yes.
too. I do have
Okay.
a cup mug too. By the way, more information that you probably didn't know. I have a cup mug, and you can get you one at lanajuscreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code, and we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period, and thank you.
Hmm. Well, I'm David. I'm David Healy. Oh, sorry, my voice is going. I have a question. Lana, are you in it to win it?
No.
What? No, I'm going to ask you again.
Oh,
Lana, are you in it to win it?
you know what? Yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I
Oh, sorry. I don't know why my voice went for a second.
am.
Hmm.
Oh. I felt so bad for him
I
because I
know.
know he's dealing with some health issues, and I was like,
Yeah,
he
what
is
a
just,
sweetie.
oh, but I was glad to see him there.
Yes, we'll talk about him soon.
Yes. But yes, we are here. We are back. David and I are back for another week of Reality Roundup. It is week 18, and we're talking all of our highlights for only three shows. We only got three shows to talk about, but watch us spend 2 hours talking about those three shows because these are three shows we really, really like, and these are three
Yep.
shows that we're very much into. So strap in, y'all. It's about to be a fun ride. But before we get into any of the things of the shows, do us a solid and subscribe to this channel. The link is right down there. The button, the red button is right down there. Push that button, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, because we are on a mission to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's almost halfway through the year, and we're halfway there. So help us out. Continue to give us more and more support. We appreciate you so very much. Follow us on this channel and all of our channels in the Cup Network. If you're a fan of Drag or Drag Race, follow us at the Cup Pod. If you're a fan of Eurovision Song Contest, maybe follow over there. They might talk about something, but they don't know if they want to. So we don't know what's going on over there, but I know what's going on over here. A lot of talk about television, reality television, and we are talking about it constantly. So subscribe to this channel, follow us on our audio podcast links, join our Patreon, and follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you want to follow David and myself, that's my Instagram down there and up there. Oh no, my Twitter is right there. Instagram down there. So follow us on those platforms if you wanna. That'll be great. But definitely follow the cup. But David, it's time to do it. It's time we get into it because we got a lot to talk about, like we said, and let's do it. We're gonna start where we always start, and that's with American Idol. What
Ooh,
a with semifinals? Yeah, that's what it was. Semifinals,
sure,
I
yeah.
guess. Right before the finals, yeah. And we had two themes. One thing was our Dancing with the Stars theme, and which I enjoyed a little bit. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then they had the voice for Dance with the Stars introducing him, and I was like, I like that. That was cute. That was a cute little thing. And then we had Class of 2006, where we had five of our 2006 American Idol wannabes and winners and all of that showing up and duetting with our five American Idol hopefuls. And of course, you couldn't have a reunion and bringing back people without bringing back some of our original judges, mentoring and judge at the judging panel. We had mentor Randy Jackson, dog, woof, 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 Randy Jackson doing all the mentoring, which I just enjoy seeing
Yep.
Randy back. It was nice to see Randy back and doing that. That was fun. And then jumping at the judging panel, the one and only Miss Paula Abdul. She was just a bucket of tears the whole night, and I loved that for her. She just had a good time, and Paula was like, "Time, what is time? I don't know about time. Who cares? I'm gonna talk for as long as I want because I'm Paula freaking Abdul, and who gonna check me, boo?" Like it was fun to see. I loved it. But I think it was a good show for American Idol. I will say my favorite performance of all time has come out of this show.
Okay, I might
My
agree. We'll see.
favorite performance of all, I will not sugarcoat, I will not. My favorite performance of all time. I have watched this performance more than I want to tell you this week. More than I want to tell you. But let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about.
Hmm. Yep. I will say, for I'm trying to be coy about this, but we may have a project coming on this podcast. But I have been rewatching some old episodes of American Idol, so it was kind of cool to see Randy and Paula back after I've like
Hmm.
watched them from 24 years ago up
Hmm.
until now. But yeah, I loved having them both back as well. And I do think this is maybe the best episode of the season. So they need to keep doing this sort of theme, especially the second one,
Hmm.
maybe earlier in the season, because I would
I
have loved to see even
agree.
more.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. So
Yeah.
let's start with the Dancing with the Stars portion of the show. We do have our rankings. David will tell us our rankings, our combined rankings. I kind of feel like we might be batched for a lot of them and not for some of them. So I'm interested.
Okay.
I didn't even ask David what the rankings were this time, so
Yep.
I have no idea.
I have not said a word about it. So it's actually interesting because we got our first tie
Ooh.
in the first group. And it's a tie for fourth/fifth place. And we'll just go ahead and we'll give your fifth place to the first one that we talk about. And that's Chris
Mhm.
Tungseth with Northern Attitude by Noah Kahan.
Mhm.
I had him fourth, you had him fifth. So we're pretty close on that.
Mhm.
I thought, once again, I'm hearing a great recording voice. Like, I think he has so
Mhm.
much potential. And this feels like it could be easily an album track for him. It feels like a genre that fits him well. He has some pretty impressive big notes in this song, too. So I really enjoyed that for him. I think he's peaking at the right time, personally. I mean, well,
Mhm.
we know what the results are, but I do think this was one of his better performances throughout the
Mhm.
competition. But still, like we've said, his best doesn't quite match up with a lot of other people's best.
Absolutely, could totally agree. I do agree. I think this is one of his better performances. I was like, this was not bad. It just wasn't the best for me, and it was like compared to others, I thought his was the weaker one. But it was good. It was still good. It was good for him, and I do agree with you. I think he's the problem is watching him on stage and performing, he still looks uncomfortable to me. He still feel I don't feel like I could just sit back and enjoy his performances. I still feel like I'm like, no, do this. Oh no, no, do this. Oh, don't do this. And I don't want to feel like that when I'm watching performers. I just want to be able to be like enjoy. And I don't feel like he's that yet for me. But it was good though. It was good. It just wasn't the best. That's why he's just feel. And here's the thing: this five, well, amongst this group, is you really, it's really good all the way around anyway. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was decent.
Yep. But the person that he was tied with, it shouldn't be a surprise. It's Braden doing Lose
Mm-hmm.
Control by Teddy Swims, whom I had fifth place and you had fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought it was a very ambitious song choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it fit really well within his range. I'll say that much. But there's just something about him when he sings soul, and this is a very soulful song, but there's something that like feels like almost mechanical, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I want it to feel natural, and it's just not natural for him. I think if he sang this straight without trying to sing it soulful, without trying to sing it like Teddy Swims, I think it would have been much more successful. It still wasn't bad, um, but yeah, it just wasn't the best. He also looked so confused. Poor kid. He looked so confused when Paula was giving critiques. He was like, he did not understand. He wasn't ready for the rambling that we get from Paula.
I see. I think I had him fourth because of that. I felt that his this was in his range, and this is where he felt comfortable sing. This was one of the first time I felt he felt comfortable singing in his vocals. It was like, okay, yes, this is his range. This is his lane. This is where he could, thrive. My problem is he did not look comfortable in his performance. He needs to let go. And that's the problem with him singing soulful music. And I think this is where he does it when people sing soulful. It's a swag behind it. It's not just singing the song, it's the feeling of the song, it's the emotion of the song. And you can't sing soulful music if it's not in your soul. And when something is in your soul, it just it emanates from you when you're singing it, and that's where he's lacking. I think looks like he's like a caricature of a soul singer. Like, he has the vocals that could be a soulful singer, but he doesn't have it in him, and he needs to learn to embrace it and like breathe it. He needs to sit in a room for 24 hours locked up, just listening to soul music and just feeling all of it. Don't just take in so many different soulful voices that you want to inspire you, and just listen to it. Just lock yourself up, listen to it, feel it, get it. And if you walk out of that room and you don't have that about you, it's not for you. It's not for you. And that's okay. He can do pop rock. He can do, I think he would do really well in a pop rock kind of lane ish, and he would do really really well in it, because you don't have to have them. But you can't say and you can do a pop rock with soulful traits. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a soul singer. You can be soul traits. So you could be have a little bit of in you, but it's not of you. And he's trying to be that soul singer that is of him, and it's just not hitting it. His performance was that wall. I kept feeling. I've been talking about the wall with Brooks. I talk about the wall with him. He's just not letting me in that wall. And I'm just like, you sound good, but I'm not feeling the performance from you. And it's annoying, because I love that song, which is a huge, like I said, ambitious song to sing. Huge. Everybody can't sing that song. And I've heard people sing it, and I'm like, you are not Teddy Swims. You can't sing this song. And I'm sorry, that man has it in him. You don't have it in you. And but I love that song. Oh, love that song so much.
Yep. Teddy Swims, you doggy paddle.
Yeah. Pretty much. You float. You don't even
You
doggy
float.
paddle. You float. Because Teddy Swims, you float,
Mhm.
sir. It's on a floaty.
Yes. Well, for our number 3 person, we actually agree. We both had the same person. It's Keela Richardson doing
Mhm.
River Deep Mountain High. Um, I don't know if you know this, but this is kind of a cursed song on American
Mm.
Idol. It's only been done 3 times, but it sent 2 people home, and one person was pretty close to being sent home. So I
Mm.
was nervous. I was like, oh, I hope the curse doesn't come from my girl Keela. Um, but she sounded good. Once again, like, she sounded a little old to me on this song, which is okay. I think the choreography definitely added for this performance. It was fun seeing all 4 of them dancing
Mhm.
along with this. Um, I would have loved to see her move around a bit more too. She felt like, especially with the other people dancing so hard in the background, it just shined a spotlight on how she's really just not moving around too much. So I would have liked to see her loosen up a bit. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. Not one of her absolute best, but definitely not one of her worst.
Yeah. Yeah. This was for me. My only issue with Keela in this performance is it lacked dynamics. It
Mm,
lacked dynamics. She started off here and she
yep.
stayed there the entire time. I needed it to build a little bit. Like when I was like, whoa, 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 bring it down. When I was a little girl, you got to bring that up. Like, I love this song. Like, this song's amazing. But it's like, girl, you have to build it up, and when you get to it, stronger, then you let it go. But you got to, oh my God. I was like, whoa, Keela, you blowing me out the water way too soon. And that was my only problem with it. I felt like once it got to that point and she was giving us that, yeah, cool, that's where it's supposed to be. But it had no build up at all. It was just bam, hit you in the face, and it stayed there. And it just kept hitting you in the face. And I was like, girl, give me a break. Give me a break. And it was no breaks had. And I loved that they had the four dances. I thought that song called for that. It needed that. I feel like she did the best she could. She's not a dancer. She's not used to dancing. So I'm not going to like, oh, I wish you would move more. Because don't be throwing dances at me and then be like, okay, do it. I'm like,
Right. I mean, even like I like because I associate her similar to Fantasia, and Fantasia
yeah.
would move around. Like
Off
she
Fantasia would
wouldn't
move.
dance, but she would like jump, like run around and do something. I don't know.
I think Keela might be a little pull back a
More
little
contained.
because of the fact that she doesn't want to be compared to Fantasia all the time, and she's
Right.
already been getting compared to Fantasia so much throughout this competition. And like he was like, I don't move that way. Like that's not me. And so I get it. I understand it. I do wish she would have just like because we did see her doing a Hana week when they well not a Hana week but when doing
Hmm.
Hawaii week when they were there her
It was
move
a
and
Hana
jump
week.
around and doing all that. So I know she got it in her. She probably was just so like shocked having professional dancers behind her doing their thing, and it's like that's a little scary. You want me to move like them, baby? I don't move like that, but we'll try. I'm gonna give you a little 1-2 step and call it a day. But I think this wasn't her worst performance by far, but it wasn't my favorite. It's just like I said, the lack of dynamics kind of just oof. But yeah.
Mhm. Well, our number two overall, we agreed. We both had the same person at number two, and it was Hannah Harper doing Fever by Peggy Lee. And I'm not sure if you saw this, but I actually predicted that we would hear Fever in this episode. Because in our Discord, I made predictions on what the duets would be. So I
Mhm.
actually thought we were going to get a duet of Paris Bennett doing Fever with somebody because
Oh, you
Paris
did.
Bennett, yeah, she sang Fever on her season, and it was my favorite performance that Paris did. But when I heard Hannah was doing it, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about this girl.
I did too. I was like,
I was like, we'll see. But I was shocked. I was
shocked.
actually shocked because I'm gonna say this. This was my favorite thing Hannah's done this season.
Me
I
too. Me too.
Yeah, this was so good. Yeah, she actually felt like she was pushing herself vocally this time. This actually kind of works as kind of like a country like sounding song because I'm so used to that jazzy, but like
Mhm.
maybe she has a market for like country jazz. Like, are there any country jazz singers? I don't know.
I
She
don't
could
know.
do it. I think her runs could work well in that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I just was so intrigued by this whole performance. Um, and I think she was the first person too that made it impossible for me to even focus on the dancers. Like I
Hmm.
forgot the dancers were there because I was just focused on Hannah. So she did
Hmm.
great. Great job.
Absolutely. I was so. This is what I wanted from Hannah this entire season. I've been saying, we know you can sing country. We know you can sing bluegrass. We know you can do that. That's your wheelhouse. And she stays in that wheelhouse the entire time until this performance. Even when she did almost there, it was still giving us little country esque. It like it
Mhm.
felt still a little bluesy, still a little. bluegrass, like in her wheelhouse. And I was like, girl, I need you to do me a little bit more. This one here, I was like, yes, Hannah, finally, I am seeing you stepping outside of what is normal, what is comfortable for you. And this is the right time to do it. She looked beautiful. She sounded beautiful. And I think Randy was like, sing it to your husband, and her standing at that front of that stage and singing directly to him made it more comfortable for her. And it was my favorite performance from her this entire season. For sure, for sure. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Mhm. Awesome. Yeah, I personally, I think there's three people who gave my favorite performances of the season for themselves, but we'll get into the other two. But number one overall, we both agreed was Jordan McCullough doing "Footprints in the Sand" by Leona Lewis. And I don't know if you know this. There's a fact that I know about this song. So we had Paula and Randy represented here. But with this song, we also had Simon Cowell
Simon.
represented because
From
he
X
wrote
Factor.
this song. Yeah, he wrote this song
Wow.
for Leona. So yeah, this was this was so good. Obviously, it sounded like a winter single, like the type of winter singles they do for these shows. Very inspirational. His
Mhm,
voice was flawless as always. Like
mhm.
vocally, he's just untouchable in this competition. He did like a falsetto run that I thought was really
Mhm.
cool too. The chills just never stop coming when Jordan's singing. So uh, he was always going to be number one here.
Yeah, there was nothing anybody could have done to make him not be number one if he goes sing it like this. The only way Jordan was not gonna be number one if he just sounded a hot mess, and we know Jordan is never going to sound a hot mess. Like it's not happening. This was so good. It was so sweet and inspirational. Like you said, very much a winner's single for American Idol. The, chills beyond chills beyond chills. It was, everything he does just like make me go, it was so good, vocally amazing. He just looked comfortable. Like that's his home. That stage is his home, and he knows it. And it's just like he's letting us know he knows it, and now we know it. It was beautiful. It was just beautiful. Mm.
Mhm. And we got to mention before we move on to the next group, we did see our boy Jamal come back, Jamal Roberts singing
Yes.
"Perfect for Me." Oh my
Little,
gosh,
yeah,
I missed
little
that
snip.
voice so much. She sounded incredible, like
Those
full
your
body chills.
lips, your thighs, baby. I've been jamming that song all week. Ever since I heard
Good,
it, it's been in my head. I love you. Perfect for. I love it. Jamal
yeah.
looks good, and he sounds like Jamal. He sounds like
Mhm.
Jamal. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, even like since it's been so long since we've been hearing him sing consistently, it's like, oh, Jordan's so good. Was Jamal that good? But
Yes.
like hearing Jamal, I'm like, yeah, he is
Yeah, he
that good. Like
was that
they're
good.
in the same level for me.
Oh, absolutely. He was. He's definitely that good. It's like,
Yeah.
Jamal, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Shall we get to these duets, which I was so
Yeah.
excited for? Like
Yes,
I
we should.
I don't know how to tell you that I am such a big fan of season 5 of American
Mm.
Idol.
I
It's
think
my
you
favorite.
can. I think you've said that a couple times.
Yes. Yeah. Like I already love this show, and that was my favorite season. So I was super excited for these duets. But our number 5 overall, we did agree. In fifth place, we both had Chris doing his duet with Bucky Covington, "The Thunder Rolls" by Garth Brooks. Um, First of all, I want to say Bucky has way more personality than I remembered him having in season 5. He was so funny
Agreed.
and likable and lovable. Like I really like who Bucky is now because he was not one of my favorites on his season.
Oh
Um,
man.
it did feel like the song was a little too low for Chris to start with, especially. And I like in the performance, I didn't get a lot of chemistry between the two. While I felt like most of the other pairings, like they had a lot of like interactions, they acknowledged each other, but it was just two guys kind of standing on the stage singing. I think it did get much better in the second half, but still not the best vocal we've heard from Chris. So yeah, I wanted a little bit more, but still, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
My problem was this was supposed to be a duet, and that was not a duet. That was just like you said, two people singing. There was no moments of a duet happening, and for me, this was the worst pairing duet wise that I just did not like. I like Bucky more than I like Chris, and that's a problem because Chris is trying to win us over with this competition. Bucky is here to help, and Bucky outshined him a
Oh yeah.
100%. Bucky's voice sounded better. Bucky performed better, and like I said, I was not a Bucky fan either in his season. Like I was like, don't really know like this guy, but I liked him in this one. He was like I said, funny and charming and interesting. He performed better. He sounded better, and Chris just fell by the wayside with this one, and they did not interact. And so for me, this was one of the worst of the duets that happened. I was just not impressed with
Yep.
any of it.
I agree. But our number four overall, we do slightly disagree on this one. It's somebody you have it at number four. I had it at number three. It
Hmm.
was Keela singing with Taylor Hicks, "Living for the City" by Stevie Wonder. First of all, Keela, I'm gonna need you to actually listen to some music outside of what you usually listen to, because how do you not know this song? Like, it feels like almost all of these weeks that I'm hearing like, oh, I don't know this song. And I'm like, girl, like, do you listen to music? So I was a little disappointed she didn't know this, but this was a pairing I didn't expect, but I actually think they work well. I think they complement each other well, and I think she could learn a lot from Taylor, because Taylor is probably the most loose performer we've seen on American Idol. He's so like at ease. He does his thing. If he feels it, he does it. And I wanted Keela to kind of latch on that and loosen up with her performance skills, because I know she's capable of it. So I was really hoping that he could pull that out of her. Um, yeah, the showmanship specifically.
Hmm.
Um, and I do think Taylor was outshining her, which is not great. I mean, he is a winner, so there's worse things. Um, the song it's pretty low in her upper register. Like, it's in that perfect spot of his range, but
Hmm.
it's a little bit low for her. So I think that didn't help her. But I will say the reason she wasn't number four for me is because when it got to the end and she started doing her ad libbing, that's when she really shined. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this is really good. Like, if it had been this quality, the whole performance, it would have been one of my absolute favorite duets. But yeah, overall, it was still really good.
I did not like this performance at all. I felt like, and here's my thing: I love me some Taylor Hicks. I love me some Keela Richardson. I feel like they clashed. I don't think it was a good duo. I don't think it was a good pairing. I think Taylor outshined Keela, which is, but not. I'm not surprised by that. I just feel like he did outshine her a little bit, and it was kind of just like, it was too much. I don't know. I felt like they were not gelling well. They were just clashing, and it was a lot of, I don't know. I didn't like it. I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. I think Taylor was doing a little too much and Keela was doing a little too little, and it was just like, I did in the ending part when she was ad libbing and he was playing the harmonica. It was like, okay, cool, because it felt like, okay, yes, take it a little bit off me a little bit. I felt they were on my face the entire time, and I was like, too much. Calm down. It was a little much. I was not a fan of it, and I hated that because I love Keela and I love Taylor, and I was like, why don't I like this? So I almost put this fifth. I did, but I was like, because I was like, when I first saw, I was like, "Ooh, I don't like this. This probably gonna be the last. I don't like this at all." I was like, "This probably gonna be the worst of the night." Then Chris came up, and I was like, "Oh no, not the worst of the night." Okay, but yeah, this was not good to me. I didn't enjoy any part of this. any part of
Really?
this. I
Okay.
did not enjoy it. It was too much, and then I felt like they were focused more on Taylor than they were on Keela, which is a problem to me when Keela is the one on the show. And I was like,
Right.
y'all are doing all this focus on Taylor. It is not Taylor's moment. It's not Taylor's time, and I hate that. I hate it. They did that. I feel like they played in Keela's face with that and turned it all about Taylor, and this is her moment. And I feel like they did it on purpose because they're trying to take the attention off of Keela because they don't want Keela to win this show. And that bothers
Ooh.
me, and it pisses me off because I feel like they were playing in her face with this. Because why would you do that? Why would you make it about Taylor? Go get your moment with the Dancing with the Stars man, and you did this and you did this. This is not Taylor's moment. Taylor is a prop in this moment. Keela is the star, and y'all played in her face, and I hate that because she has worked so hard this entire season to earn her spot, and it felt like y'all were just crapping on her face. This is that like I did not like it. I didn't like it for that. I didn't like it for the way it just. I did not like that at all. It just soured the moment for me.
Okay. Well, my next question now, I don't know if I should ask it, but I'll ask anyways. Okay. If you have to, yes or no, if you have to predict, will Taylor Hicks be on the next season of Dancing with the Stars?
Probably. Not this next one. Maybe the one afterwards. Because I think they already got their list of people who are gonna do it this season. But maybe the
Okay. Well,
next
I'm
one.
going to say yes, he will be on there. We'll
Okay.
see. Okay. Our number 3 overall is somebody that you had ranked number 2. I had ranked number 4. It was
Mm.
Hannah. Yeah, I know. This is our biggest disagreement. 2 whole
Mm.
spots. Um, it was Hannah doing her duet with Kelly Pickler, A Broken Wing by Martina McBride. Um, First of all, I could not stand Kelly Pickler back when her season aired. And a lot of it was because I knew she was like playing up like that she was dumb to get votes. And I was like, you are not as dumb as you're pretending to be, girl. So I'm glad she dropped the dumb act. She wasn't acting dumb throughout this episode. And I like Kelly a lot better with that. Um, I thought they sounded good. But my problem with the performance is that like this is a Martina McBride song, like one of the
Mm-hmm.
best vocalists
Mm-hmm.
in country music, and a lot of that is because she has power.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a chorus that requires belting. Um, Hannah's not a belter, so
Mm-hmm.
when it got to the chorus, it just felt so timid
Mm-hmm.
compared to what it should be. And I wanted to hear, like, I was like, this is your chance to show that you have some power behind that voice and you can really, like, give us some strength and belt that out. And she really didn't do it. Like, it was pretty,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I wanted more than pretty. Yeah, I actually was kind of surprised because I thought she was outmatched by Kelly Pickler, who
Mm-hmm.
I don't think is the best, like not even close to the one of the best singers American Idol has had. So I was surprised. I do think Kelly has grown a lot since her season,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I wanted to see Hannah outshine her, and she didn't for me. They still sounded good, but I don't know. I think maybe the season 5 people are kind of eating up
Yeah.
this season 24 people so far.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I picked up as number 2 because I felt like they were more of a duet than most of the people who performed. I was like,
Mhm.
this is a duet performance. I enjoyed watching this performance. Now I'd never heard the Martina McBride song, her original song, so I don't know what it sounds like from her. So for me, this sounded pretty. This was good. They took a song that's usually a solo song and made it into a duet, and they sang it together, and they interacted with each other. It felt like they vibed off of each other, and that's why she was number 2 to me. I thought this was such a beautiful performance from her and from Kelly. And I will say I love that Kelly Pickler was here on this night where it was the reunion of 2005, and Dancing with the Stars. She is a winner from Dancing with the Stars,
I didn't even
and
realize that.
yeah, Kelly Pickler is the winner of Dancing with the Stars, and then she is on this. So I'm like, this is the best of both worlds for her coming all together, and it was a good night for her because she sounded really good. I thought they just gelled. I could see them taking their act on the road and doing a cover or something together or doing a song together in the future because they just had a really good good chemistry, and it sounded good. Their voices match. They just match. So for me, I loved it.
Okay. Well, our number two overall, somebody you had ranked number three, I had ranked number two. It was Braden singing with Paris Bennett. The Show Must Go On by Queen.
Hmm.
First of all, I loved Paris calling him out for being late to follow her back on Instagram.
Hmm.
I was like, yeah, you put him in his place. Um, but I thought his tone sounded so good on this song. Like I already said it, that there were three people that I think gave their best performance of the season. For me, this was Braden's best performance of the season. Yeah, his vibrato was still a little intense,
Hmm.
um, but I think his voice is so full when it gets to the chorus specifically. Like that chorus, it sits right in the perfect spot of his range. I was impressed. They both sounded incredible. By far his best vocal. I thought him and Paris had great chemistry. It was not a duet that I expected at all
Me
going
either.
into this. But it actually really, really worked. I was so impressed. Like this also could have worked just as well if it was just Braden, I think.
Mm.
So yeah, this he almost earned his spot in the top three with this for me.
I think Paris did the impossible, and I think she brought out so much in Braden that we hadn't seen this entire time. And he, for the first time, felt comfortable on the stage. And I hate that it had to be he felt comfortable because somebody was there to guide him along. But she brought something out in him. I don't know what happened during their rehearsals or whatever, but it was really, really good. I did enjoy this song. And the crazy part is, I remember Paris singing this song in season 5, and I was like, I thought it was good, but it wasn't my favorite song from her in season 5. I was like,
Okay,
I feel
I
like
loved
she
it.
has. I loved it. No, I loved it, but it wasn't my like top song from her in season 5. And I was like, oh, this is an interesting choice to go to. But I understood why they went to this choice because this was a big song. It's a huge song with a lot of show stopping qualities. Like you get to that, the show must go on. Like it's a lot of build up and a lot of moments where you can go from down here to really and it's like, ooh, it's a good song when you trying to show off your range. So I understood why they picked it and why she chose it. And Braden rose to the occasion for me on this one. So I was very happy to see him do it. I was like, I still think I was like, it's a little too late though, because I'm not gonna put you in there. For me, you not moving in that top 3 spot in my eyes because it's a little too late. One song ain't gonna just catapult you into my top 3. But I will say it. I hope it takes him. It gets him took him to another level where he can stay there and realize his range is so much bigger than what he's been singing, and that he could do more and he can try things like go outside of your comfort zone and sing something like Queen, sing something like these big belty kind of songs, and you could do it and feel comfortable enough to do it. I really did enjoy this one from him. This was definitely his best, one of his best, better performances. I won't say his best, but it was definitely one of his better ones
Okay.
for sure.
Well, I'm glad this one came last, but we had the same number one for this week. And of course, it was Jordan singing with Elliot Yamin, my favorite from season 5, doing a song for you by Donny Hathaway. Um, yeah, perfect combination. Like you could not have put him with anybody else in my eyes. I'm so happy that we got on video last week the realization that we both came to that this was going to happen,
Yep.
and you got to see my pure raw excitement as I realized what we were going to see in a few days, and it did not disappoint. Even the intro package where Jordan
No.
was singing,
Yes.
Elliot came out and started singing. I was getting chills then, and I'm getting
Yeah.
chills now, even thinking about it. This was just so good. I had this playing while I was at work. I was working, don't worry. But I found myself, I was literally getting tears as this performance was going on. I'm like, I can't just be crying at work. Like, why are people going to be thinking? But this moved me so much because this song, this performance specifically, is one of my all-time favorite performances. I love Elliot Yamin. Behind Jennifer Hudson, he is my favorite American Idol alum. Um, and I remember the feeling that I had back when he performed this in season 5. I remember Paula bawling. And Paula and I often have the same favorite in the seasons. And I knew she connected with Elliot. So it was just so perfect that she was there for this too. Like that made this even more special for me. Like I'm getting emotional even thinking about it. And just seeing her love for Elliot and Jordan in this moment, like I felt that. That was me. She was my representation right there. This honestly is one for the history books when it comes to American Idol performances. I wrote down after it ended, I said, this may be my favorite Idol performance ever. Um, Man, I just can't say enough about how much I love this. This was perfect. Perfect.
So I usually watch American Idol because I don't. I never watch it live. Until I'll watch it live this week, but I usually don't watch it live. Um, and David will put it in the drive for me so I can watch it, and we will. And I will usually wait later on in the week to watch it. Usually like Friday night, maybe even Saturday morning before we record, and I will watch it, put my notes, send them up, do all the things. After we talked last week, and I was talking about Jordan singing Donny Hathaway soon because I watched his live on TikTok, and you brought out Elliot Yamin was gonna be there, and we might do a song for that. Might be the song, and we both got so excited. The second David put that in the drive, I watched it the next day. I watched it Tuesday morning. I was like, I'm watching it. I need to see it because if this is what is happening, I'm so excited because Elliot Yamin was one of those people in season 5 that I felt was so deserving to win that season. And he was so consistent throughout, even. And I was like, his voice is so differently, uniquely different. Like, if I saw Elliot Yamin, that is not the voice I would expect to come out of that man. Like, if I've never heard him before, walking down the street, I'm not expecting that man to sing like this. And he sings like this. But for a song for you was a moment you had to be there. When he
Mhm.
sang this on American Idol for the first time, and I was like, I don't play about Donny Hathaway. I don't play about Donny Hathaway. Everybody cannot sing Donny Hathaway. If you go sing Donny Hathaway, you better sing it correct or don't sing it at all. It's people who sing this Christmas right now who I would never listen to it because I don't like it. And I'm like, you don't play with Donny Hathaway. That man is special in my heart for music. Like, I love that man. So when Elliot sang a song for you, I was like, okay, now don't RuPaul, don't F this up. And he sang it and it melted my entire heart. And I was like, oh, that is the moment I fell in love with Elliot Yamin. I was like, this man can sing anything to me from this point on. You have passed the Donny Hathaway test. You can sing anything. Okay, you're great. Then you put this man and editors of the intro package, I love y'all because y'all did y'all big one. Y'all show Elliot singing it, transitioned to Jordan singing it, and then had Elliot walk in and singing it. I was like, y'all, that was chef's kiss on that. Y'all win an Emmy just for that
Mhm.
for me. It was beautiful. This song, but hearing them sing it from the very first note out of Jordan's mouth, I was done. He just had to start with "We all in the places." I was like, okay, okay. Elliot ain't sang a note yet, and I'm already melting. His tone was, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And then Elliot comes out, and then he does his verse, and we already know what that's gonna sound like because we heard it. And now we get the mature, grown-up version of Elliot too now, and even better than young Elliot. And it's like, oh. Then they start singing together.
Chills.
Oh, chills. Y'all, when I tell y'all I watch, like I said, I watched this more than I want to tell you I've watched this. And this has been since Tuesday. And I know I've watched it over 100 times since Tuesday. Over 100 times. I've listened to it. I've had it on repeat. I just kept going back. Every time it comes across my TikTok feed, I'm watching it. Every time it comes across anything, I'm watching. I know I've watched it over. This is one of the best performances I've ever seen on American Idol. I will die on that hill. I don't care. Argue with your mama. I don't care. This is the best thing that has ever come off of this show, this duet. And if Jordan does not win American Idol, it will be a disservice to everybody in America. Because what do you mean we get performances, consistent performances throughout this entire season by this man, and you don't reward him in the end? That is crazy because everybody else has had ups and downs, dips and valleys in their performances. But you know who has never had a dip or a valley? It's been Jordan. He has been consistently solid or high every single. If this man does not win American Idol, America, I know your spirit. I know your spirit. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call y'all out. I know your spirit if he does not win. I love Keela. I love Keela. I love Hannah. I like Braden. I like Chris. But what I understand is every one of those people outside of Jordan has had dips and valleys in their performances. They had highs, they had lows, and they had really lows. Jordan has never been above solid. Never been under solid. He has never been under solid the entire time. If he does not win American Idol, it's because I know y'all spirit America. And that's as simple as that. And I don't even understand that because guess what? He half you, half me. What are we talking about here? Because I know your spirit. And I know your spirit. I know your spirit because you cannot sit here and tell me any of those other four people have been better than Jordan
Right.
the entire time.
I will say, as somebody who's been around a lot of race people, sometimes that's worse. Is being
I
half you,
know.
half me.
I know it is. I
Sometimes
know it
people hate
is.
that worse.
They hate that worse than anything because it's like, yeah, you're a brick stick. But whatever. I know your spirit, America, if y'all don't make this man American Idol because and I will say this: if he doesn't win American Idol, he will be the Jennifer Hudson, the Chris Daughtry, the Adam Lamberts, the ones who don't win, but their run is way better than the ones who do.
Mhm. No shade to Fantasia.
No, because Fantasia. Well, Jennifer is Fantasia and Jennifer are on a whole different level
Yes.
of stardom because baby, they both stars. But
Yep.
those people who don't win and come in second or third or fourth, who got better runs than the people who actually won, and it's a
Yep.
few of them out there. So, mm,
We'll see. We'll see. I do have a strong feeling that this is Hannah's competition to win. She's leading in the polls. I mean, I get it. She has a song about string cheese, and people really latched on to the string cheese. But it would be great if people judged it based off the performances on the show and didn't just cling on to one audition. I have a feeling a lot of people voting aren't even watching the show. They're like, oh yeah, well, let's just keep voting for that girl that went viral on TikTok. So no shade to Hannah. I do think that she is talented. I just
yes.
think Jordan is on a completely different level than anybody from this top 12 that I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
right now. He's in
Mm-hmm.
a different stratosphere. So yeah, he should win, but I don't see it happening, sadly.
But we do have the results because I was like, America, y'all go get it right. Are y'all gonna do what you need to do? Are you going to do what need to be done? And they did. They got it right. I will say, uh, Chris and Braden were both eliminated, and I was like, fine. This is what's supposed to have been. Out of these five, these are the three who I think should have made it to the top three. So I was like, oh, well, okay. Because I was prepared to be mad at America. I was prepared to be upset and angry. But I was like, oh, y'all got it right. Okay, cool.
But hey, remember we talked about that like L-shaped ring of like
Mm-hmm,
elimination?
mm-hmm.
It went all the way around, and
We
then
got it.
it didn't get Jordan. It
We
didn't
got
get Jordan.
a C. We got a C. We got a C. But yeah, I'm
Exactly.
happy they got it right. But yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I there was part of me that like, so yeah, like I've been wanting Chris and Braden to go for a while, but there was part of me that was like, if Hannah goes and frees up this chokehold she has on this competition, I will not be mad.
Would
Even though
not be mad
she
at
had
that either.
a pretty dang good night, she gave her best performance, but I wouldn't be mad.
She did. I was like, I don't think it's happening, but I wouldn't have been mad. I was like, whoo. Well, then I know who wins because free it up. Free it up. Because,
Yeah,
baby, whatever. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm mad. I'm mad if it doesn't happen the way I want it to happen because I feel like the most deserving person is the person who's been giving the best performances throughout this
Right.
entire competition. And that's no shade to Hannah, but she's had her moments where she is not giving her best. And it's like, sorry, it is what it is. But we shall see, apparently, I guess, what happens. But let's get to some news, shall we? We're speaking of American Idol, so we have American Idol news. On the official American Idol podcast, Braden has revealed that he will be doing a duet with Clay Aiken from season 2 of American Idol, and with Clay. With so that's nice in the finale next week. So that's cool. I love Clay Aiken. I'm glad Clay is going to be back, and I think Braden singing with Clay is going to be interesting because one thing I know about Clay Aiken, he go out sing anybody who go try to sing with him. So it's gonna be nice,
Yeah, I wonder what song they're gonna do. I wonder if it's gonna be something Clay sang on the show.
right?
Um, to Love Somebody, the Bee Gees song, like that was, I think, maybe my favorite Clay performance.
Oh,
But
Bridge
I
Over
think
Troubled
other
Water was my favorite.
I could see, yeah, I bet it could be that, or it could be, oh, the Solitaire. That
Mm,
was a big moment. That was
that's
a
a
big
big
moment
moment for
for
him.
Clay. So
Hmm.
I don't know, or it might be one of it. Like, watch it be If I Were Invisible. No, I don't think they would do that.
Oh, I don't know. I Braden, step up your game. That's all I'm gonna say. Because players go sing. He go
Mhm.
sing. So
Yeah. And I listened to the podcast. Chris was also asked if he would reveal who he was going to sing with, but Chris refused. He's like, I'm not going to say it just yet. So,
whatever, Chris. Nobody cares. I'm be honest. Don't care. So
yep.
I don't even need you to sing no more for me. I'm good. I'm good. But it's
Fair.
the
I'm excited to
finale. I
see
guess.
some other people in the finale, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that's fine.
Okay, in other news, singing news, we have The Voice. So we found out about a month ago that Adam Levine was going to be one of the coaches on season 30. We have found out a second coach, and it is none other than Kelly Clarkson herself. So far, it's looking very similar to the season 29 lineup.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's only two coaches, so we'll see if we get 4 or 3. Maybe John Legend will be there. Maybe it'll just be copy and paste last season, but we'll see. I'm excited Kelly's back. I really like her as a coach.
Me too. I do like Kelly as a coach. I really want John Legend to come back, and then they just bring back another fourth. So, because I do enjoy the 4-person judging panel. Excuse
Yeah.
me, sorry y'all, but
Bring Jennifer.
bring
Jennifer Hudson, please.
Jennifer, Kelly, John, and Adam would be T. I think it
Yes.
would be T. But Jennifer, you got time on your with just you just doing a talk show. You got time, girl. Come on. I would love that. I would love that. We also have a rumored cast for Special Forces season 5. We're gonna show you who they are because I don't know half these people, and so I want you to see these people as well. So here's our rumored cast for season 5 of Special Forces. I think, be honest, I know maybe 3 people on this cast.
I think I know three. Well, okay, I kind of know four.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
think I know four. And half the people I know, I'm not excited about. But I've never watched Special Forces, so maybe it'll be fun to see the worst people get tortured and yelled at by people. You've watched Special Forces, correct?
yes, I have. I have watched the Sports Special Forces, and it's
Yep.
not a bad show. It's actually a really decent show. I enjoyed
Yeah, my sister loves it.
the show.
Um,
The season that I watched. I enjoyed it, so it was fine.
mhm.
I think I
So
did
I,
say 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4,
yeah,
maybe
I'll say
4.
the
Mhm.
ones I know Ruby Rose. Of
Yes.
course, she was very popular from Orange Is the New Black.
Yep. I know him.
Um, Unfortunately, I know George
I know.
Santos.
Unfortunately, I know him, but whatever.
Yeah, he's somebody who can get medically evacuated.
I hope he
Um,
gets tortured the entire time. I hope he's
yes,
yeah.
and somebody else who can get tortured is Candace
Candace
Cameron
Cameron
Bure.
Bures, yeah, she can get as tortured as she wants to, baby. I don't care. Sorry, DJ.
The only other person I kind of know, just because he was in the headlines a lot with his parents, is Colin
Gotcha.
Gosselin,
Mm-hmm.
Kate Gosselin's son. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't really know him as a person outside of his parents. But everybody else, I do not know you. Sorry.
I know Matt Barnes because I watch basketball, so I do know him of him, but that's pretty
Actually,
much it.
this David Charvet, he's an actor. I know that face, but I don't know where I know that face.
Right. I think I know that face too.
Yeah. Let me look at his IMDb. And I also wonder if I know Oliver Hudson because I watch a lot of
I feel
movies.
like
So.
Oliver Hudson, I do know him. That's Goldie Hawn's son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Kate Hudson's brother. So yes, I know him.
okay. David was in Melrose Place. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Oh, I love
He
him.
was
That's where I know that face from. I
okay.
love Melrose Place. I'm like, I know that face. Where do I know that face? Oh, I love Melrose Place. That was one of my very much guilty pleasures.
Okay. He was also in Baywatch a lot,
Okay,
which I
okay.
never
I
watched.
used to watch Baywatch. I used to watch.
Yeah. Oliver Hudson. Let's see if I know anything he's been in. He was in the Black Christmas, the 2006 one, I think it was. That isn't very good. Yeah, but I still am entertained by that movie. He's in the new Animal Control show. Yeah, I don't know much of the stuff he's been in. So, but maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, it's an interesting watch. It's just a lot of they do have their it's hard, they get gritty, they get grimy and dirty, and they do a lot of fun things and crazy things, but they do have their emotional moments where the special forces people are
Mhm.
trying to encourage and motivate, or tell them like, hey, you can still do it, don't give up, blah blah blah. But it's interesting. It could be drama. It was drama in the last season, so we'll
Okay.
see. We'll
Yeah, I
see.
think I read that there's also a chance other people might be on the show too, but this is just the ones that have been confirmed so far.
Okay, well then, let us I think that's it for the news for now, because now we should start talking about a little social strategy. It's time for some Survivor 50 talk.
I mean, should we even talk about this? It's pretty inappropriate what they do on this show. It's so inappropriate. People going around strategizing and and lying and calling out people. It's so inappropriate.
We shouldn't talk about it because inappropriateness is not something we talk about or we take lightly here on this program. How dare you lie on Survivor? How dare you manipulate on this on when you're playing Survivor? Like, I don't like it. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe.
Joe, I do feel bad because I know Joe. He put out like a video, and he basically said that he's been getting a lot of hate, and that's not good. Like, don't don't send him hate. But man, this man is frustrating. He is so frustrating. Like, this person should have never been cast. There's a few people that I think are preventing this from being a top tier season. Like, if a few people had not been cast, and he's one of them for sure, he's probably the biggest culprit for me. But I love that he tried to give this rant to Aubrey and Cirie, and neither of them were feeding into his BS. Cirie's tired of babysitting him. She was the wrong person. If he wanted to be coddled and like encouraged to believe what he believes, but I'm glad she bluntly was like telling him like, no, like there wasn't anything inappropriate. That's the game. He was doing what he had to do. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, Joe. So
I,
I hope he
I don't
learns.
I don't want to live on 500 hypocrisy lane. Why would anybody want to live on 500 hypocrisy lane, Fiji 37288? Like, why would anybody want to live on hypocrisy lane? I was like, that was my favorite thing Sari could have ever said. I was like, yes, girl, put that on a t-shirt. 500 hypocrisy lane. And point it at somebody like, you stop being a hypocrite. Like, what are you talking about? Because, like, Joe, you act like you played such an honest game this entire time. Didn't you have to put coach's name down, even though you didn't want to? You did. You
Is
voted him
Stephanie's
out.
name?
And Stephanie, like, you voted people out who you said you were aligned with. So stop acting like you just, oh, so frustrating. Here's the thing, and I'm not questioning Joe about getting hate, but is hate considered people saying stop being a hypocrite, Joe, or stop messing up the game of Survivor by this whole honor and integrity nonsense? You is it hate because you don't like what they saying, or is it actual hate? Is it people like die Joe? Then that's
Yeah.
inappropriate. That's unnecessary, and that's like, stop. But if they like, Joe, you are ruining this season by this whole 50, this whole honor and integrity, and saying that people playing the game is inappropriate. No, that's just because it is. It's you're inappropriate. You're wrong. Don't. It's. I don't want people to send him threats and to tell him to go off himself or his family or anything like that. That's crazy. But if they just criticizing the game, baby, that is not hate. That is just criticism, and you need to suck it up and learn. Learn from this, Joe. Learn, because like now I don't ever want to see you back on Survivor ever
Nope.
again because you do not know how to play this game. And the crazy part of when you were on his original season, I didn't hate it as much. I was like, oh, it's annoying. It's
I didn't like
I didn't
it.
like it, but I wasn't like he needs to go. Now I'm like, oh my God, he needs to go because this is 50. These are people who have played this game before you were even a twinkle in your daddy's sack. And you trying to tell them how to play the game. Like, what are you talking about? Like, come on, man. I find him very annoying to watch on my TV. So annoying.
Very. Yeah, there's something kind of poetic about him and Devins having this rivalry when you have probably the worst casting choice for season 50. And other than Mother Suri, who's in her own, like in hindsight, I think Devins might have been the best casting choice
Mm.
for this season with how hard he's playing because I wanted to see that from everybody. So it's just kind of funny that they are just on polar ends of the spectrum here. But I also the moment with Ozzy reading his letter and talking about
I'm
his
so sorry.
dad
I'm
and
so sorry.
finding out, oh, he's Oscar, you're named after him. Like I thought that was such an emotional moment. And Devins, I appreciated him comforting him there in the moment.
Hmm.
But I also really like that Devins can keep that and the gameplay separate. Like he's
Yes,
able to comfort Ozzy, completely feel that moment emotionally, but not let that affect how he's going to continue to play the game.
absolutely.
So I thought that was really special.
Oh,
And
yeah, I love that. I love my favorite part of this episode was Devin's like laying there and waking up like bling. It's morning. I'm up. And he like I'm having the best. Like he was in his boy joy era, and I loved it so much because it's not. It's very rare to see people in that type of joy in Survivor. It's like they feel in the high of the highs or the lowest of the lows, and all that in between. But Devins, he was like, look, I just came off a great night and I'm going to celebrate how I feel about it. I feel good. I got $2 million in the pot for us now. I got me a whole idol. I was safe. I did a coin flip with Mr. Beast. So my son is going to think I'm the coolest dude in the world now. I love it. I am having a great time. He's swinging water from the well. Like, woo. I enjoy. And I think on the podcast, Brooke was like, "That was well, either Brooke or Logan." One of them were like, "That was so cringe to me." I think it was Logan. That was so cringe to me. I was like, "It was not cringe. It was so fabulous to see
Mhm.
somebody feeling the joy, taking a moment to just enjoy Fiji, enjoy their environment, enjoy where they are, enjoy what they're doing. This is 50 for God's
Yep.
sakes. This is a huge thing, and you're here, and you just had a huge moment. Enjoy that." And he's just like skipping and clicking his heels, and I love that from Rick. And then he turn around and have that moment with Ozzy, and then it's like, and then flip it right back into game mode, like we need to get after this person, and it's like, love
Yep. So I
it.
mean, so good. Like he's what we need every season of Survivor. We need people like him.
Yes, it was so
Also,
fun.
if Sari, the very next episode, is skipping and dancing and super excited, watch none of those people think that's cringe. Watch
Right.
none of them say
Nobody's
she's
gonna be
cringe.
like, oh, that's so good. We'd be like, mother, she's eating. It's
Yes.
wonderful. It's beautiful. As she should, of course.
Hmm. Yeah.
No,
And
I loved it.
An interesting thing is, like, I've had this dread the whole week leading up to this episode. I was like,
Me
Sari's
too.
going. Sari is out,
Me
especially with
too.
the stuff Stephanie was saying in the exit press. But what complicated this viewing for me is so the night that it aired, I was on a work trip. So I was like
Oh
driving.
no.
So I couldn't
They made
watch.
you miss Survivor. Oh, I know
I
you were
know, I know.
pissed.
Well,
I know.
it was either that day or the night of the finale. And I'm like, no, I'm unavailable for this trip on that finale. So we have to do this day. I told
I
them
know that's right,
specifically,
David.
and they knew why. They knew why. But so I didn't get to watch the episode that day, and then I got to work the next day, and one of my coworkers, I'm like, I have the worst feeling Cerie's going. I'm like, just tell me Cerie's not gone, and he's like, no, she doesn't go. But then after watching the episode, I'm like, you shouldn't have told me. You only tell me if she's not in danger of going home. But no, you took out the suspense. So this whole
You asked
episode,
me.
yeah, I know. But see, I would be like, well, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Like if the shoes were reversed, and if somebody was like, does Tiffany go this episode? No, she's fine. She's fine. Because Tiffany's name never comes up.
Right.
But Saria, I'd be like, you're gonna have to see. You're gonna have to see. But the whole episode with people talking about Sari and maybe this is the chance to take her out. I didn't have the worry I would have had. I would have been sick in my stomach watching the whole episode.
Hmm.
But here's what I will say: as somebody who is the biggest Sari fan, she's my favorite player. I can't fault anybody at this
No.
point. If you're talking
No.
about it in episode 1, Jenna Lewis, then I will fault you and I will call you out and I will say you're awful. But at this point, I get it. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it
Right.
from anybody. So I'm not mad at anybody specifically for targeting
Mm-mm.
Cerise. So if she
Mm-mm.
does leave, like I will be sick in my stomach if she leaves next episode because I want her to be able to be a person who makes it to the finale 5 of her 6 seasons. That would be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so please don't let her go next episode. If she has to go, she can go in the finale. But Please, not
I don't
even
even
that.
want to go. I don't even want to go there.
Please don't even that.
Yeah.
But
I unfortunately had to have that sick feeling all in my stomach and watch the whole thing sick. Baby, I was the
yeah.
emotional roller coaster watching Survivor this week was it was not fun. It was not fun because I was like, oh God, no. Okay. Oh wait, no, she okay. Oh no, she's not. Oh God, no. Yeah, it was not fun.
hmm But what was fun was seeing Tiffany win her third immunity challenge. I was so happy for her. I was really happy. I'm like, oh, maybe we're gonna see her tie a record for women because 4 is the record for women for immunity challenges. I'm like, 3's really close to 4. So, and then there was a call, and I'm like,
Hold on.
crap.
Wait a minute. Review flag on the play. Review foul. We got to go watch the tapes. I was like,
Yeah.
no. Can't we
And
just act like it didn't happen? But no,
yes, and I know
it
no
was
matter what they like, if it was something and it's like, oh, never mind, you did win this, they would not have shown this. So I
right.
knew
Yeah.
instantly. I'm like, oh, they're stripping this win from her.
As soon as the boats
And
came in, I was
then
like, oh no, she ain't got it.
yeah, and then it goes to Jonathan. I'm
Yeah.
like, great. It could have been Ozzy, so he could at least tie that
I was
that
both right.
record.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
but what's funny is I had impressed my coworker because it was like, oh, I know it's a split tribal, but I don't know how it's going to work because there's 4 and 5 people. That doesn't make sense. And I was like, my idea of how they could fix it is whoever wins immunity gets to vote at both tribals. And then they did it on the show. So my coworker was really impressed that I was able to come up with that. But when I saw who it was like, oh, do I want that?
Ew.
It turns out it was fine because I didn't realize how on Cerie's side he is at this point. I would have expected him to be one of the people that would be wanting her out at this point. So Jonathan, I'll give you props for that. You moved up in my book.
I will give you your 7s. I can't give you your 10s, but I will give you your 7s for that.
But can we just get into one of the worst decisions I've ever seen on Survivor ever? Now we've already seen that Ozzy really needs Cirie. He really needs her guidance. But I did not realize how detrimental this would be separating them.
Oh my God.
And the confidence he had that Joe and Rizzo would be on his side no matter what. So let me just tell everything to Aubrey. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Like, if you had told me this was going to happen before the episode, I'd be like, you are lying. There's no way. He's played Survivor enough times that he knows better than to do this.
He knows better than this. Oh my God.
Like, even if Joe and Rizzo were completely loyal to him, it still would have been bad. Like, there's nothing that's like, even making that jury kind of play is not going to sit well with Aubrey going into if she is voted out. She's not going to feel good about like, oh wow, he was obviously just feeding me all this stuff, knowing I would vote for him. And we also saw this backfire on Andy just a few seasons ago. Like, Andy did the same thing to Rachel. So I was sick to my stomach. And at this point, I was like, I like Ozzy as a number for Cirie, but I don't want him to sandbag her. And I think him lasting in the game beyond this point, with everybody knowing that, yeah, I think it would be worse for Cirie if he stuck around. But I did like that they have a code word. I wish we got what the code word was.
Right. I wonder what the code word was.
And it would have been so impressive if Cirie had somehow like gotten Jonathan to say a code word, which I was expecting her to, I don't know if you were. I was like, is she going to say like, oh, tell Ozzy this and like throw the code word in there?
Right.
For him to play his idol. But I think she knew better than to even risk doing that. And it was smart for her to be like, oh yeah, I'll let Rizzo know, in the hopes that Rizzo would tell him to play his idol. And in the context that she had, where she didn't know. Yeah, she didn't know that Ozzy had spilled all this information and it had gotten back to Rizzo. So with that yeah, with that context, it makes sense that she would think Rizzo would tell. And I think under normal circumstances, Rizzo might have told Ozzy. I don't think Rizzo would have wanted Ozzy out if he hadn't spilled the beans like this.
Agreed. Because I see a lot of people coming for Rizzo, talking about, oh, he shouldn't have did that. He should have warned him. He should have tipped him off. And I'm like, that's detrimental to Rizzo's game as
Mhm.
well. Well, maybe not as much because Rizzo was not included in the group. You know what I mean? From Ozzy's
Right.
standpoint. So it just looked like Ozzy was there for Cerise, Cerise was for Ozzy, without knowing that Rizzo was in the middle. Now, could he have told Ozzy, like, you should use your idol? And, did that? Sure, he could have done that. But Ozzy told Aubrey everything, which then
Mhm.
Aubrey told everybody everything. So now Joe knew, Jonathan knew. So if Jonathan or Joe wanted to go tell everybody else on the other tribe, what happened if Ozzy stayed? Is like, oh, so Ozzy and Siri are working together. And who wants to be the number one spot for Sari is
Right.
Rizzo. So getting rid of Ozzy made sense for Rizzo because now he's Sari's number one. And Sari was protecting Ozzy like she was protecting her life. And she was doing that for Rizzo too. But now her time won't be split. It's no split
Mhm.
time. It's just Rizzo now at this point. And I think with the information that Rizzo has, I don't think Sari is going to fault him at all for doing what he did when he tells her what happened. Like
Yeah.
literally,
She's going to be
Ozzy,
flabbergasted.
she's gonna be stunned. She'll be like, "What?" Because like if we are here, we are here, and we got all this information between the three of us, and you go off and you tell somebody who is not in the three all the information, all the plans, and then what am I supposed to do with that? If you come back, how are we supposed to handle this now? Because they all know. The best part of having the secret covert alliance is no, it's secret. Nobody knows, but you just for jury management purposes. Even if I was Aubrey, that would have pissed me off more than you not telling me. Let me be surprised and go home, and I'll be like, okay, then I can make some clearer actual decisions. But now I feel like you're trying to gaslight me into voting for you, and you try to soften the blow, and I feel it feels. Do you think I'm stupid? Like, it's like you playing in my face. Do you think I don't see what you're doing right now, and now you want to give me all this information because you feel comfortable enough to, what does that go do for me right now? Like,
And don't do it so early in the day. If you're going to do that, wait until like last minute before
right.
tribal.
It's so it was the worst. It was the fumble. And I'm so mad because I was rooting for Ozzy so hard in this season. I was like, Ozzy, I'm rooting for you. I wanted you to get to this end. I wanted you and Sari and Rizzo there together. That would have been cute. But I have never been like, yeah, this is lose this person off my draft immediately. Like he gotta go. I've never been like, yeah, that fits because baby, that was the worst move I've ever seen on Survivor. I think on the podcast they uh, put it with the Eric move, would give it up to Ido and then getting voted out. I was like, okay, sure, but
I think there's a difference because I actually think Eric's move wasn't as horrible as everybody makes. Because first of all, it was not initiated by him. This bad move was initiated by Ozzy, but also Eric was putting his trust in
yeah,
doing this display. Like
yeah,
we'd seen Jenna Maraska in season 6. She had given up her necklace and survived. Gave it to
hmm
Heidi, which I always thought that was like a similar thing where it was like a display of trust, but it turns out it was not. She was just trying to mess with people. But I think Eric was just trying to earn trust from people, and
hmm
yeah, it was pretty naive. But I think
yeah,
this was dumber.
yeah. This was actually dumber for sure for me.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I will say, I think even with the poor gameplay we got from Aussie, I think almost everybody else was bringing a game
yeah,
strategy. it was pretty impressive to see so many people playing so well. And I want to give major props to Emily because we've seen her play poorly this season, but I think
Right.
she did the best she could in this
Yes.
situation that she had. Because things were dire for her. Like it was obviously her and Devon's were the big targets. Devon has the idol. So she had to pull out every ploy she could to get people to not vote for her and maybe even get some people to flip the votes onto Sari. So I think she put forth a very good effort. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is you're up against the best strategic player in Survivor history. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, I mean, would I have been worried if I didn't know the outcome? Yes. But knowing the outcome, I knew exactly what was going to happen. I was like, Serene knows if she's got her extra votes, if she's got Jonathan and Tiffany on her side, this is the time to do a 2-2-2. So
Mm-hmm.
I saw that coming largely thanks to the fact that I knew Serene was still making it through the episode. But she played it perfectly. I do wonder if she clued uh, Jonathan and Tiffany in, or if they thought everybody was just going to vote for Devon's. I
I
hope
think
she
she,
clued them.
if she didn't, she can always say, sitting there, it for something hit me. We need to put some votes on Emily. She's like, I was very clued in to go for Devon's, but then it was something about what she said that my antennas rose up. And she could always play that off, even if she thought about this way beforehand. She can always play it off like it was just my gut. My gut was telling me, something ain't right.
Yeah.
Some votes got to go on her, and I had this extra vote. It was just the time to do it. But as Brooke would like to say on this panel
She
all the
found out what
time,
happens when you try to kill God. She found out what happens when you try to kill God. She found out what happens when you try to kill God. She found
it's just you find out what happens when you try to kill God. You just
Yep.
can't. And Emily was brilliant move, brilliant gameplay, brilliant strategy. But I think it was the whole when Emily was like, I went out on day 21 last time, and I because I didn't fight, but I knew I had to fight this time. And Sari was like, "Oh, so you were fighting? What we fighting for? You trying to stay? Okay, okay. At some point because another one when Emily was like, I don't want any of these ladies to leave, and Sari was like, but one of us are going to go because he got an idol and he got a necklace, so one of us are going to go. What do you mean you don't want in? Okay. I think the more Emily talked, the more unsettled Sari felt in that moment. And it was just like,
Mhm.
yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah. I do wonder if Emily was like knew specifically that Sari had already pulled this move off with Eric. And so let me feed into the fact like she might appreciate this move. And that's why I'm trying to pull the exact same move she did to Eric uh, with Devon's. So
Maybe.
if that was a factor, I would respect that also. But overall, losing Emily and Ozzy, like they were great characters. They played messy games at points, but it was still sad to see them go, but I'm happy overall with the results. I think this was another very strong episode. A few of my
Mhm.
friends are like, "This is the best episode of the season." So this is a good season. I'm still just waiting for that rug to be pulled underneath my feet, and I think next week might be the week. We'll
Oh
see.
well, we'll see. We
We'll see.
shall we shall see what we shall see. But I love this episode, and I can't wait for next week. One thing Survivor is doing is keeping me hooked every single week, and it's like I don't even want to watch it the next day. I need to watch it live, so because I don't want to get
Me.
spoiled by nobody on the internet, and y'all know y'all be
Yep.
spoiling folks. So yeah, but let's get to some more news.
Okay, here's some big news that I just found out. So we found out the cast for season 2 of the Traders UK, but we just found out a name of a person that was supposed to be on the cast originally. It's been revealed that Tom Hiddleston was scheduled to be in season 2. But he had to pull out due to some scheduling conflicts with the movie he's in. That's a huge name. Like that's by far bigger of a name than anybody on this cast. Like you telling me we almost got Loki on this season?
Goated. I'm gutted. I'm gutted that he is not on this season.
Yeah.
Oh my. Tom Hiddleston would have been amazing. And like you said, that is the biggest name you could have gotten on this, that would have been on this season of Celebrity Traders. Like, Loki? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, maybe season 3, but I really think that could have brought a lot of eyes to this season.
I would have been. I mean, I'm going to watch it anyway, but I would have been tuned in, like, because I love me some Tom Hiddleston. I love me some Tom Hiddleston. Wait, I didn't see this until I put it up until you put it on here. So when I read it before we started, I was like, "Say what now?" I'm pissed. I'm Liz right now. I'm pissed. One at a time. Dang movie schedules.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like surely they're done with the new Avengers movie, or maybe they got a couple of Avengers movies coming up. Maybe it's something for that.
Maybe
I'm sure he does other things too. Like I've seen him in other stuff besides Avengers. He's probably like, you all only associate me with being Loki, but he does other things too.
Because you're such a great Loki. I love Loki. I love the Loki character. So I don't know. If I don't ever see him as nothing else but Loki, that's fine. But I do see him more than Loki though. But look him. Oh, I'm sad. I'm saddened by that news. That makes me sad. I know I got another story, but I'm sad.
I know. It's okay to be sad. It's a bummer.
Oh, it's a bummer.
I almost wish we didn't know.
All right, just don't tell me that. Just don't tell me that. Oh, dang. Anyway, the Discovery Channel is jumping into the reality world and doing their own little competitive reality show. Apparently, it's a new we're filming a new reality show called Survivors versus Survivor List. So each show sees 3 Survivor alumni against 3 survivalists. Some also reality TV alum in
Panama.
In Panama. And I'm gonna say Pamini. David wrote Pamini. I was like, in Pamini. Panama though, but in Panama. And each episode is a new group of people. So this is gonna be kind of interesting. If you're a Survivor fan, this is kind of interesting because we see them out doing Survivor, playing Survivor, and surviving. And a lot of people has been saying Survivor's not real. These people aren't surviving. And so now you get 3 survivors with Survivor List who do this thing, like who live this Survivor life on all the time. It'll be interesting to see how the two stack up. Are the survivors real, or are they faking it in a Survivor List and kick their butts? Well, I would love to see that. That's actually pretty interesting, Discovery Channel.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the survival lists are from like Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really curious who they're gonna get because apparently they're filming it now. And the name of the show could change, but also I don't know if you heard about this, but Russell Hantz was teasing that he is going to be making his return to reality TV, but he wouldn't say what show. So now I'm like, oh, could he be doing this? You know what? And here's my hot take. I'm not mad at a return at this point for Russell Hantz to reality TV. I actually think he's changed a bit recently. Like I'm like, Russell, are you woke with some of the things I'm seeing him post? Plus with him I saw like him doing a ranking of who's playing the best game of the people left on Survivor, and he's like, "Oh, Sari by a mile." He's like, "She's not going to win because of it, because people know she's game, but she's playing the best by a mile." So I'm like, I'm at the point where it's been long enough, and I'm okay with seeing Russell back on TV.
I feel like certain people, it's not a lot of people who I'm like, I don't ever want to see them back on my TV ever again. I don't care how long it's been. Like, he's not one of those people. I do agree. I'm like, if he comes back, he comes back. It's not going to vex my soul a lot. Now, some people I'm like, if you come back on my screen one more time, I swear But he is not one of those people.
Right.
And I honestly, I didn't care enough about him on Survivor to get that mad at him. So it's like, sure, you back, you not, don't really care. But I saw him on, I think he was on a TikTok live, and I just happened to be scrolling through, and he was there, and he was talking about Sari and how she was playing a really, really great game, and she's not going to win because she's playing such a great game. And I was like, facts. I agree with that. I think she is
Yep.
playing the best game by far of everybody, but I don't think she's going to win because she's playing the best game by far of anybody, and everybody go catch on eventually. Then we need to get rid of Sari, and it's going to suck, but you know, it makes sense. So if he comes back, good. If he doesn't, all right, well. But yeah, I'm intrigued in this show. Let's see what happens, Discovery Channel. We'll see what you
Me too.
bring to the table. Oh, haven't been able to do this for a couple weeks now, but we are back and we are doing it. So let's get into it. All right. I remembered this time.
Good. I was wondering.
Yes, I remembered. We are talking about the new season of RuPaul's Drag Race All Star 11, episodes 1 and 2. All Stars happen. It's here, it's back. And these first episodes, 2 episodes, were good.
They were good.
They were pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. I'm curious, how many of these people are you familiar with?
From on this bracket?
Yes, from this bracket specifically.
3.
3. Okay, so yeah, you know Dawn, you know Morphine, you know Lucky.
Yep.
That makes sense. I couldn't remember if Morgan like popped up on some random show that you've watched or not. But that's a good group. And it's actually kind of crazy seeing Mystique after so long because it's been 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was always hoping we would get to this moment because it was like so close. Everybody from season 2 so Sahara had passed away before she could come back. And Tyra won, and we will never see Tyra back. But everybody else that has been eligible to come back has officially come back now that Mystique is here. So I was really excited about that. And I will say this much. I'll just get this out of the way. Do I think Mystique is prepared for the level of what Drag Race is now? No, I don't at all. But there is something so charming and endearing about her. Every time I get a confessional, I'm like, what a sweetie. Like, I'm really enjoying Mystique's presence here, even if she's not playing as hard as some of the other people.
Agreed. I like I said, the 3 that I knew, and the 3 that I did not know, I was like, okay, it's nice to meet all of you and interesting. And I like this bracket. I do. It's so funny how people who, like I said, the ones that I knew, how they're falling as favorites or non-favorites of mine just for these 2 episodes. It's interesting, and we'll get into it, but I like this bracket. I really
I'm
do
rooting
like
for
this bracket.
everyone.
It's a pretty good bracket. I like it. Yeah, I pretty much like everybody. And Akira.
Akira, yeah.
Akira. Love her. Love her. I was like, I don't know why. It's a nice balance of shady but nice. You know, she just got that nice balance of nice nasty that I like. It's fun. It's not malicious. It's just like, really, girl? Okay. And you know she being shady, but she doing it in such a nice way that's just kind of like don't bother you that much. I like her. Miss Mandy McMichael.
Morgan,
At first,
yeah.
I was like, I don't know, but I like it. I do. It's nice. I really enjoy her as well, and of course, like you said, with
Mystique.
Mystique. I enjoyed them. I was like, I don't know them, but I enjoy them a lot. And then the 3 that I did know, like I've always liked Dawn. I just like Dawn. I was like, she's so shady. She's nasty shady though. She's so nasty shady, but in a funny kind of way. And I kind of like it. I like her, and I like her more this season than I did in her original season, which is interesting. And Lucky. I liked Lucky in her original season, and seeing her now, I need her to just step into her Lucky powers. I need her to step into her Lucky confidence because Lucky is amazing, just who Lucky is. And like everybody says, nobody is doing it like Lucky. Nobody does the drag that Lucky does like Lucky does it. And I need her to accept that and own that and live in that power that she can have. And she's amazing. I love her and I'm excited. And Miss Morphine, baby. Mm, I liked you more in your original season, and I'm liking you
Ooh.
now, Miss Girl, because you starting to get on my. You. Mm, we'll talk about it because episode 2 is
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh, girl.
Okay. I'll say I kind of agree. Like when it comes to personality, there's things about her that's kind of bothering me, but I think what she's bringing to the competition is better than what she brought her first season. So
Okay.
and what's interesting about this cast is like, I mean, Lucky was one of my early favorites in her season, but the other 5 are people that I had varying feelings about, but all 5 of them were up against people I liked much better. So outshine, like Dawn, especially Dawn and Morphine, they were on the same season as Saphira, Q, Nymphia. Love those 3, and it's hard to compete when you're up against those 3. Akira is an interesting one because she's kind of been like, I've heard people talk about how excited they are for Akira, and she's been kind of like meh for me, but that was because she was up against Evie, and my eyes were so set on Evie, oddly. But when they were showing like that package of moments from her, I'm like, she actually had a lot of good moments that I wasn't remembering. So I'm liking her much more. Morgan's an interesting one because she won the first challenge of season 2, a design challenge, but other than that, she has not really brought much as far as challenges goes. But she brought like this feisty attitude that was quite unlikable for me. Like especially season 3, like pretty much immediately she was pitting herself up against my favorite person, Ben de la Creme. So or All Stars 3. I don't know if I said that. And then Mystique, like she just was out of her depth in her season as well, but like to a much worse degree. You saw that country western look.
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So I'm glad that we have all stars like this where you can take these people out of the context of like people they were competing against and give them another chance to shine on their own when they were maybe outshined before. So I'm really enjoying this bracket so far. Let's see here. The H2O, the bag. In Akira, that was one of my favorite moments of both episodes when Morphine pulls out this bag of air and Akira is like, oh, you just got a bag of H2O. Like, Akira, my darling, my sweetie.
No,
that's not H2O.
That's not H2O.
That's O2.
Right.
Drop the H and move the 2.
Drop the H, move the O2, move it over.
Yep.
Oh my God. Oh shoot. If she would have been like, that's a bag of O2, I'd be like, look at you, smart queen, period.
Yeah.
Oh, but H2O, girl.
Morgan and her walkthrough with Rue, I thought was so funny. Like she was cracking me up. And it was just so funny because I'm like, what is this likable, like cheerful Morgan? And then immediately we go to Choreo. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's the Morgan I know. Combative, trying to pick fights. Like, okay. So you're getting to see the spectrum of Morgan. So I thought that was good. But I also really appreciate that Dawn is bringing strategy because we know Dawn watches Big Brother, Survivor. She's a big reality TV fan. So I like that we have her presence here because we know that she's going to bring the gaming aspect. I don't think she's had a chance to game as much as she was hoping to for reasons.
Right.
But maybe we'll see something in episode 3. I don't know. Should we talk about the challenge?
Yes. Let's talk about the challenge.
Yes. So it was an 80s girl group challenge, and they had to write their own verses, perform them, create their own choreography, style themselves. So I'm like, okay, you have to do a lot to compete in this challenge. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. I have rankings. Do you have rankings?
Not ranking, okay. But I did. Well, I know how I want to rank it though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just start from my least favorite in this challenge to my favorite.
I think we probably got the same one. I'm pretty sure our last ranking is the same one. I'm sure.
I don't know because I had two people that were pretty close.
Okay.
So actually, for me, I don't know. Even like now, I'm like, do I want to switch the two? I'm gonna stick with what I had, but I actually had Lucky last.
No, we don't have the same record.
Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling my number 5 is your number 6. But yeah, Lucky, I was a little disappointed, and I think part of it was that she didn't get to fully be herself and the character that she wanted to be for this performance because she knew she had to paint differently for the runway. But Mystique, I had pretty low as well. She was my number 5. And then Akira was number 4 for me. And for me, I had a pretty strong top 3. So any of my top 3 could have been the top 2. But for me, I had Dawn number 3.
Okay.
I had Morgan number 2. And I actually had Morphine number 1, especially knowing she created the choreography. I thought her verse was the best. Maybe she wasn't styled the best. But even like her performance level, like she was kind of untouchable there. So yeah, I probably would have had Morphine and Morgan as the top 2.
For me, number 6 would have probably been Mystique. Yeah, she would have been my bottom. Not good. She looked good, but she didn't have no words. I'm like, you forgot your own words. Okay. She just wasn't lip syncing at all. So she would be 6. I probably would have had Akira as number 5.
Okay.
It was just forgettable for me. I didn't really remember what she did as much. I mean, she started off, so it was cute, it's a good start. Everybody just got better. But
I thought it was going to be better than it was.
I did too.
They hyped up, they were hyping up her verse from season 11. So I was like, oh yeah, she can do this.
Right. But then I would have Lucky next as, I thought that was, she was good though. She stood out a little bit for me, but not as much as I wanted her to. But she stood out more than the other two, so I was like, okay, yeah. For me, number 3 would have been. See, I've been going back and forth with them because the top 3 was all
pretty close.
Pretty close. I think. I would have probably had Morgan for number 3, McMichaels for number 3, and then I would have had Morphine is number 2, Dawn number 1.
Okay, that makes sense. As far as looks goes, though, I think a lot of them were really good. I think Dawn was my favorite.
Definitely Dawn was my favorite. The runway.
Yeah, followed by Morphine, then Akira. Yes. Like those would have been my top.
Yes, absolutely in that order.
Yep. Morgan was really good too.
Morgan. No, I would have switched Morgan and Akira.
Okay.
So Morgan was my 3, Akira be 4.
I just love that wig. How many wigs is that? 100.
100. I love that wig too. So great. So great.
Yep.
But Dawn was my absolute favorite. She blew me away.
Yep. It was really good. I also really love the runway music. Like it just has like a really cool vibe to it, and I like that it's not constantly RuPaul singing over it. So I was just really into it every time somebody was walking down the runway. But yeah, we did end up getting our top 2, and it was Dawn and Morgan, which makes sense, especially if you're factoring in the runway. I mean, I still would have had Morphine in there, I think. But the lip sync, for me, I was like, Dawn, why do you have your hands behind your back so long? And she kept like wiggling her fingers.
Yeah,
I think she didn't want people to realize those were part of her fingers and think it was just like feathers on the back of her thing. But I was like, you did that too long, and the
Too
payoff
long.
was not good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, Morgan won this lip sync.
Yeah, for sure. 100%, I think she did. It's
Yeah.
something about Dawn's lip syncs that never resonates with me. That never makes it to. It's always a little bit off. It's something like she'll do well, but it's never better than the other
Mhm.
person next to her. So it always like, and that's been that way the entire last season. It was like it's always good, but never the winner, baby. Like never the winner. And it
Mhm.
wasn't that this time either because she did all right. But like you said, the finger thing was too long. It was like she's too subtle in her movement. She doesn't break out in enough time, and she doesn't give us a moment where we're like, ooh. It's always just just subtle stuff.
Mhm. And one thing you'll learn about Morgan, well, hopefully, if she gets more chances to lip sync, is that she's a queen. Like she talked about it. She doesn't always do like tricks. Like she doesn't
Hmm.
need to do splits or whatever. She can just stand there and like give an actual good lip sync. Because there's a pretty famous moment when she's lip syncing against Kylie Sonique Love in season 2 of Drag Race. And Kylie is doing really like she's doing like Catwoman types of
Hmm.
moves and flips, like back flips, and it's really good. But Morgan is just standing there at the stage, just giving face, and it's one of the best lip syncs ever on Drag Race. But she was able to beat somebody doing all these impressive moves just by standing there and absolutely connecting with the
Hmm.
judges. And I think that's what she did here too. Like she didn't need
Hmm.
to do anything like super out of the ordinary trick wise. She just gave a really solid lip sync, and I think she's one of the best at just doing that and being able to like stealthily win a lip sync just by delivering a lip sync and not any extra tricks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But she wins, and I was like, deserved. Good on her. So as the ranking stood at this point, it was Morgan with 3, Dawn with 2, and then everybody else had points that they could give away.
Yep. Yep. So, okay, here we get a lot of drama from the next episode, thanks to Morphine.
Mm,
And here's why I think she is wrong. So, even in Untucked, Morphine and Dawn were both like, yeah, I'll probably give my point to Lucky if I'm not
hmm.
in the top. So, they both genuinely wanted to give their point to Lucky in exchange for a point from Lucky.
Hmm.
And here is why I think Morphine was being a brat in episode 2 when we saw the points divvied out. It would be one thing if Lucky had received a point from Morphine and then betrayed her by giving it to somebody else. But Lucky
Absolutely.
took the initiative after being encouraged by Mystique. Mystique was being super sweet. Um, she took the initiative to be the first person to give away her point, and she gave it to Mystique. So she basically was like, hey, Morphine, if you want to switch points with somebody else, do that. Like
Right.
she said that without saying it. So obviously, like it was going to make very, very much sense that you were still going to get people switching points, because I think if Lucky took it and gave it to uh, Morphine right at the bat, I think Akira would have given her point to Mystique.
Yeah.
There would like I think Morphine is somehow under the impression that, oh, I would have gotten 2 points because I would have gotten Akira, and like, no, girl, that was
No.
not going to happen. You got the same amount of points you would have if Lucky gave you hers first. So I think Morphine was being a brat the rest of the episode about something that did not matter.
It was so frustrating to me. I was like, girl, stop. You sound so entitled in this moment. Like, I'm entitled to Lucky's point. Nobody said she had to give you, even if she was the one that said, let's do an alliance. That don't mean she gotta keep that. Like, nobody is forced to keep anything. And you, the problem is you played yourself because you were like, I need time to process and think about what I want to do with my point and blah, blah, blah. And Lucky was like, well, fine, I'll give it to the person who has just sat here literally in my face and encouraged me and made me feel wanted and needed in this competition. Like I belong here. I like, and Law Rose calling her Albertina Walker floored me. I was like,
Okay, I tried to Google, is this a real person? Because I could not find them in Google.
oh, Albertina Walker is very much a gospel artist and very
Okay.
much beautiful gospel artist singer. Yeah, she is a real person. And sorry, y'all don't know. Y'all like you don't know. If you know, you know. Baby, when she called Albertina Walker, especially from Chicago, because Albertina Walker is from Chicago. So anybody from Chicago who know the gospel world, we know who Albertina Walker is, baby. My mama sang with Albertina Walker. Yes, ma'am. So when she called her Albertina Walker, I was like, and then it continued on throughout the thread with Kira calling her Albertina. And I was like, ah. But she was giving her Albertina Walker speech, just preaching her down like, you belong here, you are good, nobody can touch you, believe in yourself, blah, 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 blah. I was like, Akira, stop rolling your eyes at Miss Mystique. She's just trying. And what I did not like in that moment either was Morgan talking about I know Mystique, and I know this is a game plan, this is strategy, trying to get a point. I was like, you don't know that. Maybe she's just a nice person. Maybe she just wasn't nice to you because you weren't nice to a nice person to be around back then. Maybe that's why she wasn't nice to you. But maybe she's a nice person. Yeah, I ain't like that either. I was like, okay, Morgan. But yeah, Morphin, you played yourself because if you would have just gave the point right away to Lucky, she might have turned around and gave back to you. She might have did it, but she was like, I want to wait and see how this process works. I still need to think about it. Okay, well, why you thinking I'm gonna give it to the person who just encouraged my spirit and my soul? Thank you. Morphine, please. Dial the entitlement down. Down.
Yeah, especially because she was already being so shady about her the whole episode, the whole first episode, which I don't get. Like, I want to know if you don't like Lucky so much, why? Because she seems like a sweetheart.
Right. Oh, I don't know.
We do get a mini challenge.
How well stupidest thing? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. But I loved every second of it.
Yeah. I was like, this seems impossible.
It is
like,
very much impossible.
I almost want to try it. But
trust me, you can't. It won't happen. You can't pull your panties up without using your hands. You can't do it.
See, I was wondering though, what if somebody made an alliance and was like, hey, can you use your hands and pull up my panties? I didn't use my hands. Right. I didn't use my hands. She used her hands. Right. I was wondering if that could be a thing.
Well, that fly? Is that against the rules?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that's impossible. I guess we'll never know because nobody wins.
Yeah, but they all get money, so I guess they all kind of win.
They all kind of won, yes.
When they so we find out that it's going to be a design challenge and it's based off of different kinds of gay bars, which I thought was a cool concept. But I really like RuPaul like calling out, like she would mention the type of bar and say names. Like, which I've been to one of them, the country western one, Roundup. I've been to that in Dallas. I was just in Fort Lauderdale at a bar not too long ago. But I don't think it was that leather bar because it definitely didn't have a leather bar vibe. But it would have been cool if there were two of the six that I've been to Hamburger Mary's, but not the ones she named. But yeah, it was kind of cool what she was doing. It was just kind of lame how they ended up deciding who got which thing because they literally just went down the line. I'm like, okay, we're not going to show our cards.
They smart. They're like, I'm not gonna show my card. You ain't showing yours. Absolutely not.
But Morphine's entitlement issues came out again because she's all over the like, piano bar. Dawn, I want piano bar. I want it. And it's like, what if Dawn wants it too?
Right. I want piano
and
bar.
Clearly she did.
Dawn said, okay, I want piano bar. I would have did the same thing. I'd be like, but I would have did it in a much nastier way. I'd be like, oh, you do? Okay. Well, I want piano bar. The fuck? What you mean? You gonna tell me what you want, and I'm supposed to just buy? You're a buy. Who are you talking to?
And I'm just gonna as much if she did get piano bar, Morphine, you weren't gonna be in the top.
No,
you were not gonna create something like Dawn created. So
no,
sorry.
No.
But I do think most of them picked things that were pretty well in their wheelhouse. It seemed like Raven and Rue were very skeptical about Mystique's decision. I'm still trying to understand how she's playing the game, because she keeps making it pretty clear that she's not necessarily trying to win. And in this one, she's like, I'm taking a risk by picking something that I flopped at before, and I didn't want to pick something that I would obviously do well at. I'm just a little confused by her strategy. Like, I'm still happy.
I don't know what she will obviously do well at, though, because she's not a sewer. So I was like, which one of them would you have obviously done well with? And I don't know. I don't know if she's playing to win. I think this is more of a redemption story for her. She's just wanting to show, look at me in my new body. Look at me doing new, different. She's like, look, if I don't win this, all I really want to do is put myself back out there so people will know who Mystique is and want to book Mystique again and pull that booking fee up and book Mystique some more. And I'm not mad at that either. Use whatever you can to get, promote your career. And if doing this, All Stars, even if she doesn't win or don't go past this bracket, her name is back out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did make me nervous for her. It also made me nervous for Akira, seeing that she was not coming up with like a game plan for her look, but she sure was spending a lot of time helping other people. And I'm like, are we about to see somebody not even finish an outfit and come out on the runway? I was highly worried for Akira. I thought this was not going to go well.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, oh, nervous. I'm nervous. But baby, what do we have to be nervous about?
Right.
We did not have to be, because this
should we talk about our rankings?
Oh, please, because okay, I'll start with my rankings this time.
Yep.
So for me, number 6 was Mystique, because I was like, it was better than her original Western, but it was still not the best. 5 was Morphine, because I didn't really like that too much. I didn't really like that at all. I didn't really like that at all. I'm being too honest. I didn't really like that too much. 4 was
a big jump up.
Yeah, big jump up. But 4 was Mandy. I mean, Morgan. Why do I keep calling her Mandy? Morgan McMichaels. It was cute. It was leather. She was red hair. I liked it. 3 was Lucky, because I feel like Lucky did what Lucky does. It was fun. It was colorful. I loved it. I really did. 2, back and forth. But I'm going to give 2 to Dawn and 1 to Akira.
Okay. Well, we have kind of different rankings. Not anything too extreme, but for me, obviously, number 6 was Mystique. Good effort, good attempt. I'm impressed with it. What's interesting is I'm pretty sure the one that we saw from season 2, that was not something she made. That was something she bought.
That's the store. She bought that from the store.
Yep. Morphine was in number 5. Good effort. I didn't mind the pearls as much as the judges, but it wasn't as exciting as the other ones. For me, though, number 4 actually was Lucky. I think this is a look that needed more time than she had. I think if she had like several days to work on this, it could have been incredible. But it did feel a little incomplete to me, and some of the colors I don't think were as cohesive as they could have been. I still liked it, but I like the other 3 a little bit more. For me, though, number 3, don't hate me, but it was Akira. I like this a lot. I think it's so well made. I just feel like I've seen similar looks quite a bit. So I think the kind of, I don't know how to describe it. What she did with the hips,
the cutout hips. Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool. It kind of actually reminded me of
Dawn.
One of my favorite Dawn. Oh no, I'm talking about one of my favorite looks from last year. It was from Drag Race Brazil. Do you remember that amazing look that we saw? Why
Adore?
can't I remember?
Adore
Yes,
Black?
Adore Black.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
it
yes,
kind
yes,
of
yes.
looked similar to that, except it wasn't paper; it was actual fabric this
Yeah, it
time.
was papers. Yeah.
Mm.
I said Dawn because Dawn does those cutout hips
Yeah.
things too. So yeah.
For me, number 2 was Morgan. I was super impressed with the
Mm.
train of this and the detail, like all of the layering she did. This looked like something that was commissioned. It didn't look like something she had made. All three of the top 3
Yeah.
looked like something that was not made in the workroom. But for me, number 1, Dawn. I think that might be one of my favorite design looks I've ever seen. I was so mesmerized by this. I thought it was beautiful. It was an interesting concept. It was so much better than anything she made her first season. It really feels like she had, like, knowing that she was up against some incredible designers like Nymphia and Q in her season. Like, I wonder if that really pushed her, and she's been practicing making looks since she was on Drag Race, because I think this is just up there in quality with anything Nymphia and Q made in their season. I was obsessed with this.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really, really good. I enjoyed all of those. The top 3 for me was just far, far above everybody else. It was so good to me.
But yeah, we did get our top 2, and it was Dawn again. So she's doing really well this season, and Akira, which I was not mad at, especially knowing she had helped everybody else. Like, not only did she make her own thing, like that alone should have bumped her up there. Just like I think Morphine helping with the choreo should have bumped her up in the previous episode. But what did you think of this lip sync?
I thought this lip sync, again, Dawn does everything good, but never better. It's always like, I think Akira kind of ate her up a little bit towards the end of it. It was like she was just running away with it. And Akira has this thing with her eyes that she just looks into the camera, and it's like, ooh, I feel that in my soul. Like, and she was doing it, and then she would get down, and when she was doing her twerking parts, I was like, okay, I see what you do. I just feel like Dawn is always a step behind everybody else in her lip syncs, and everybody else they just surpass her. She starts off strong, and she with them, and then towards the end, the other one just zooms on past her. She just, no, it's just something about it. But I think the right person won.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I thought Dawn was kind of doing a bit too much during this song. Like, it kind of felt desperate at times. I did like her kind of like writing the words with her wand, but other than that, like, Akira was so commanding. Like, once again, I think both Morgan and Akira did the thing where I don't need to do too much. I just gotta deliver a solid lip sync, and you'll watch me, and not this other person floating around. So I thought it was a very much deserved win from Akira.
Absolutely.
But I'm very curious what's going to happen with these points now. They talked about it in a bit in Untucked. I don't know if you watched that.
I didn't watch Untouched yet.
Okay. Well, so what's interesting is Lucky kind of gets a little bit of heat because they're all talking about like what to do with points, and Lucky's like, "Oh, I think Akira deserves." She deserves points for helping out so many people. But she was like, but I want to give my points to Morphine because Morphine helped her paint her back, which she said, if you help me paint my back, I'll give you my points. So and then people are like, wait a second, you just said you're giving your points to Akira. And she's like, no, I was saying she deserves points.
I didn't say she deserved my point.
Yeah.
I just said she deserved points.
And the person who seems to be a little bit like the most upset about this is Mystique. And I think part of it is because Mystique's like, wait a second, I thought we had a thing going on. And she's not saying this out loud, but she's like, wait, now you're talking about Akira getting points and Morphine getting points. And Morgan had said something in the episode about like, oh, I'm not sure if this like lovey-dovey thing between Mystique and Lucky is going to last. And you start to see that in Untucked because Mystique is a little bit plucked by the fact that Lucky's throwing out all these other names. And then So Lucky's getting a lot of features. She's like, well, I'm going to give my point to Rue and Michelle. And so now I think people are under the impression that Lucky is promising points to everybody. But she's not. Like she's saying,
not.
oh, I'm probably giving it to Morphine.
Right.
So that sounds like one person. And I think that's okay. I think that's okay for her to do.
Right, because she didn't say, I'm going to give my point to, I want to give my point to Akira. She said, I think Akira should get points.
Yep.
She didn't say my points. She just said she should get points. And so she promised it to Morphine because she put paint on her back. So that's the answer. That's who she said. That's who she promised it to. I don't know.
Here's my prediction. I think Lucky is going to give her point to Morphine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mystique is going to give hers to Morgan. But I think Morgan's going to give it back to Mystique. I'm not sure what Morphine's going to do. I could see Morphine being like, well, sister, thank you for the point. You should have given it to me last time, like you promised. Dawn, here's my point. Or she could give it to Lucky. I think it would be smarter for her to give it to Lucky so you don't further solidify the lead that Dawn has.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's either going to be like everybody switches among themselves again, or we might see Lucky kind of get screwed.
Well, I guess we will see what happens next week.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Next week, we got some finales happening and some premieres happening. We're going to lose American Idol. We get the finale of American Idol next week, which I'm very excited about.
Nervous.
I'm nervous. I mean, it's happening tomorrow, so we got to watch it tomorrow, David. We have to watch it tomorrow. So, and we got to vote tomorrow, I guess, because we both said we haven't voted the entire season. So now we have to really get our vote up. So
can't be mad if we don't vote and our vote doesn't win.
So, but I'm gonna vote tomorrow so I can have a say in it, and I can be mad if my vote didn't amount to much. So I'm gonna vote tomorrow. But for the premiere of Chopped Castaways is happening, and Fear Factor 48 Hours of Fear is also going to be premiering this week. So next week. Well,
two brand new shows.
Two brand new shows popping up. So
we got other shows. Yeah.
Right. That's weird. Two spin-off of other shows, but two premieres, and we're losing American Idol. So our singing and variety show category will be very empty next week, but our social strategy is picking up.
Well, I think we're going to count Chopped Castaways as variety, right? We got to have something as variety. So
I guess it would be variety. I guess, even though it's very much like Survivor, but cooking. But no, variety it is. But yeah, we will do all of that. We will talk all of that next week. But we thank you for what we said. 2 hours. We were going to give it to you. And we did exactly that. So we thank you so much for sticking around. If you have stuck around this entire time, you're a real one. We appreciate you. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to this channel and all of our channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links, all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, where you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com, link in the description below, and the QR code. Scan it in the right hand of the corner. David, we got to get out of here because we got things to do. So we will see y'all next week. Cheers, everybody. Bye.
Cheers.